Another week, another game ball to hand out. This one goes to Lincoln Kienholz, junior quarterback from Pierre, who absolutely shredded the Huron defense for 8 passing touchdowns. We'll get to his performance a little later, but not many weeks left to put up a game ball worthy performance. Let's find out some of the top performers from this week. Let's start in Sturgis, where Connor Burnt ripped up the defense against 𝗕𝗹𝗹. 25 carries, 366 yards and 2 touchdowns. He just couldn't be tackled. Days of Our Lives fan Bennett Dannenbring had the day of his life. 13 of 14 passing, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, and 1 more on the ground for the OG quarterback. Ethan Hoffman of Flandreau, 130 yards on the ground, but defensively, he had a day, a tackle for loss, an interception, he forced a fumble, and he recovered one to lead Flandreau to victory. Jordan Johnson of Brandon Valley carried the load, 25 rushes on the day, 185 yards, and cashed in 2 touchdowns to help Brandon Valley stay unbeaten with a big win over Lincoln. Will Matson accounted for 41 points all by himself against 𝗕𝗹𝗃. He passed for 215 yards with 5 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. He also ran in a touchdown and he kicked a PAT. Jack Merkwun was the recipient of Lincoln Kienholz's big day. He did some of this all by himself. Look at this catch and run. 4 touchdowns on the day, 220 yards receiving, and he did it all in the first half. Tyree Nave had a huge day for Roosevelt. Carried it 19 times for 173 yards and scored 4 times, a career day for the senior running back. Parker Pitts finds his way on this list once again, 169 yards rushing. He also threw for 154 yards. And get this, 17 tackles on defense as he led Sioux Valley to another win against another 11B contender. 𝗕𝗹𝗹 at quarterback. He does running, he does passing, he does them equally well. He had a big win over Tri-Valley, 155 yards through the air, another 124 on the ground. How about 𝗕𝗺cie𝗿𝘁𝘀 of Washington? This guy keeps getting better and better throughout the season. He had 2 long touchdowns and totaled 219 yards on the ground. Big-time competition, big-time performance for Hadley Wallace of Hanson. He went over the century mark rushing and also had 12 tackles on defense as his number 1 Hanson Beavers stayed unbeaten against one of the best teams in 9AA in Chester last week. Anytime you break a school record set by Peyton Zabel and Garrett Stout, it gets my ears up. Lincoln Kienholz did just that. Zabel and Stout each threw 5 touchdowns in a game. Kienholz threw 8, and it was all in the first half against Huron. He also set a school record with a 396-yard passing day. The old record was 370 by Stout back in 2018. Kienholz threw it up and down the field, got it started for Pierre, and finished strong. A big day by the junior quarterback. He ended up 16 of 27 for 396 yards and 8 touchdowns, and he also rushed for an extra 20 yards and a touchdown. Keep on ballin', Lincoln.